Greetings. Thank you for agreeing to escort the ambassador to Pajem. Ambassador Soketh is currently attending a ritual to honor the end of the Kalrek holiday. He will be done soon, but the ambassador is hesitant to use transporter technology. His bias against the transporters is not logical, but I have come to accept it. I believe that Soketh would be much more comfortable traveling by shuttlecraft. I have received clearance for you to land near the ambassador's location. I look forward to meeting you in person.
Starfleet shuttlecraft. This is Vulcan Orbital Control. You are cleared to land at the requested coordinates. Welcome to Vulcan. Please enjoy your stay.
Peace and long life. Do you seek knowledge of the ancestors? I will permit it if you will pledge to me, on your honor as a Starfleet officer, that you will protect Pajem from harm. Soketh says his reasons for wanting to speak to the abbot are private. I will accept that, but only if you are with him. I know I can trust Starfleet. Please, protect Pajem from any who would violate its sanctity.
Welcome to Vulcan. Do you have any questions? Excellent. Our departure has been delayed long enough by the whims of one man. I am prepared for the journey and can leave immediately.
Starfleet shuttlecraft, we have logged your flight trajectory, and you are cleared for departure. Live long and prosper.
Your inventory has a replicator that will allow you to buy and sell items. Press I to open your inventory. Click on Replicator to access your store. You can purchase common items from the Replicator. You can sell items by using Recycle, and retrieve sold items with Retrieve.
This is Captain Katak to all Klingon vessels. Target their warp drive. There will be no escaping our vengeance this time.
Under attack.
today is a day for words. My fellow captains were blinded by our vengeance toward the shapeshifter aboard your vessel. They have died with honor. But if I am to die this day, then I would prefer to regale the halls of Stovokor with the tale of that foul creature's death. Ha! So even the mighty Federation has been fooled by the beast. Your guest from Vulcan is not as he or she seems, Captain. They are an Undine. They put on a false face and try to control us, but we Klingons know better. We will hunt them down until the last of these honorless dogs dies screaming. Proof? Pah! Allow me to stick a blade in its belly while I look it in the eye while it dies. That should be proof enough, even for Starfleet. If you wish the honor of the kill yourself, then it is yours to have. So long as the Undine dies, I will meet my death with eyes wide open and victory in my heart. I await your decision. My patience is growing thin, Captain. If you lack the stomach to slay the beast aboard your vessel, then any Klingon here would gladly do it for you. I'd hate for you to stain that pretty Starfleet uniform with Undine blood. Then the beast is slain? Makar! Very good. Perhaps you've the heart of a warrior after all. Let me look upon our enemy, and tonight we will dine together as warriors and drink to the honored dead.
Captain, I take my meditations very seriously. Why have I been summoned to the bridge?
Alive? You're a fool, Captain! Strike now before it's too late! You want proof? Then lower your shields and allow me to beam over. Once the Undine's blood coats my blade, you'll see it for what it truly is. A Grint hound in Tark's clothing.
There's no need, Captain. The situation is not difficult to unravel. My concern lies in the logic of you entertaining this Klingon's meritless claim. A most illogical conclusion. Allow us to examine the facts, Captain. You have a crippled Klingon vessel, whose captain has made unsubstantiated claims that I am an Undine, a species that is known to both the Federation and the Klingon Empire as a considerable threat. Potentially, but only if a great many other factors were to be true. Is it not much more likely that the Klingons have, in the face of defeat, instead sought to exploit Starfleet's desire for peaceful resolutions to conflict in order to repair their vessel and renew their assault?
A true warrior strikes without mercy, Captain. I only hope to teach you this lesson personally before the Undine does. We may not be able to best your vessel, but a Klingon knows many roads to victory. The beast may have evaded my vengeance for now, but I can still ruin its plans here at Pajem!
A wise precaution. Though I admit I am eager to see my people safe.
I have terrible news. Vulcan security forces have discovered the body of Ambassador Soketh. They have determined that he was killed by a phaser blast at short range. His remains were discovered in a stasis chamber hidden in a cavern beneath the ambassador's residence. The ambassador on your ship, the one that I have been working for, is an imposter. You need to be very careful. This imposter was able to fool Soketh's closest associates for months. He...
Such emotion on your face. I see now my deception has been exposed. Pity. Capturing the abbot so we could replace him as well would have been beneficial. But we are strong. We will prevail. You are weak, and the weak shall perish.
Ship is under attack. Core shields failing. Hull integrity below 75%. Hull integrity below 50%. Right shields failing.
This is Captain LaForge of the USS Challenger. Glad to see we made it here in time to lend you a hand. Perhaps you'll return the favor someday. LaForge out.
The ambassador was an Undine? I'm afraid their infiltration of the Federation goes much deeper than we realized. Who knows what kind of havoc they could create?
Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.
The Lucari call this system home. Some of our neighbors, like the Deferi and the Denobulans, have been most welcoming. Others, like the Nakul and the Zenkathi, have been somewhat cold and distant, even hostile.
My dear friend Camarga, just think about how much I can help.
I try not to think about you at all, Madrin.
If not me, consider my wealth of useful contacts. For a small fee.
Any friend of yours is someone I'd rather not know.
Well, if it isn't Starfleet's finest. Welcome to the Lucari system. I am Damon Modron, the sole owner of trading rights in this system. My Lucari friends and I were just in the middle of some delicate negotiations. But I'm sure I can spare a little time if you'd like to make a trade. Oh, come now. I'm sure we can reach an agreement that is to everyone's liking. I'm prepared to offer you an exclusive, once-in-a-lifetime investment opportunity.
Thank you. That insistent Ferengi has been trying to make new trade deals with us since he first visited our system. Oh, everything he tries to sell is either broken or worthless. We settled this moon long ago after we were forced to leave our dying homeworld of Kentar. It was a difficult journey for us. Once we found our new home, no one was very excited about space travel. Recently, our home star was nearly extinguished by the Tholians. That led many of us to realize that we can't just sit at home anymore. We must be ready to face the galaxy on our own terms. The Exploration Initiative passed, and we purchased and modified the ship you see before you, the LSS Concordium. Based on my experience as an administrator and scientist, I was chosen to command her. It was an honor I accepted with pride and humility. Our ship is ready to go, and you are. For our maiden voyage, I've chosen a star that is close enough to be within reach, but still just outside the area of space that you've explored, and obviously one that we haven't visited yet. According to your star charts, it's a yellow-white star called 20 Draconis.
This isn't over. Believe me. The next meeting will be on my terms.
We've arrived on the outskirts of the system. There's a large field of rocky debris and asteroids. We're picking up various metals and crystalline formations. Should we approach one of the larger asteroids and take some more readings? Readings coming in now. Large quantities of silicate, hematite, hafnium, iridium. Crystalline structures appear to be the result of deposits created under a heavy impact. Perhaps this asteroid was part of a larger one that broke up in a collision. Heading deeper into the field may yield more clues. Sensors are picking up some movement on the far side of the asteroid. Not simple orbiting debris either. Do you have any information about them? Intriguing. The Gekli communicate using radio waves and feed on dust particles and energy emissions. And, it seems an adjustment of our EM band is in order. I don't like the idea of the Concordium becoming a Gekli food source. I'd like to gather more data on the Gekli before we move on. Any suggestions? An excellent idea! We'll be able to track their movements and learn more about their migratory patterns and feeding habits. We'll need to get close in order to attach the tags safely. data's coming in from the Gekli. I'd like to expand the number of tagged subjects to optimize data collection. Let's get close enough to slip in with a pod and join them in their swimming. We're getting close-up readings from all of the creatures. They're treating us like one of their own. They're trying to talk to us with their radio waves. That was incredible. What a thing. There are signs that several Gekli pods frequent this area. There's a lot of dust and particulate matter, but we can't see how the asteroids are getting broken down. I think there's something we're not seeing on the visible... There's some kind of subspace shearing here. It's causing cosmic strings to snap off and break up the asteroids. That must be why the Gekli feed here. There's plenty of particulate matter for them to consume in the debris fields. I think we've collected some solid data here. We're ready to move on when you are. Sensors are reading a swarm of comets passing by this stellar body. They look to have an orbital period of about 173 of your standard years. I'd like to know if they came from outside of the system and were caught in its gravity, or if they originated here. Shall we take some scans? This comet is mostly ice and dust. There are indications that the cometary matter formed around a magnetic core. The other comets may be more interesting. Let's move to the other comets and study them closely. sample shows signs of magnetic radioactive matter. This comet may have seen some interesting particle fields in its wandering. Our first contact with another species came not from the Federation, but from this sector, Ferenginar, to be precise. What valuable data on this sector? We've arrived on the outskirts of the system.
Course.
There's a large field of rocky debris and asteroids. We're picking up various metals and crystalline formations. Should we approach one of the larger asteroids and take some...
Ship is under attack. Warning, ship is under attack.
Thank you for joining us. As you can see, we can't even defend our stations from Herc attacks. It's going to take a joint Alliance and Dominion effort to stop them. We are currently at the edge of the Dosi system. Thankfully, the Herc aren't attacking the Dosi homeworld yet. They're starting to evacuate as a precaution, however. The Dosi recently joined the Dominion after many years of independence.
All ships, target the Herc and fire at will.
Victory is life!
See, you're a handy person to have around. And while I'd like to put this system far behind us, I believe we should find out what we can about the Herc and their reasons for being here. While we still can, of course. The Herc may decide to send more ships here. planet appears to have been abandoned some time ago. No life signs detected. Sensors indicate an extensive network of defunct mines. I'm reading residual levels of dilithium, topoline, chemosite, and several components used in the production of Ketracel White. How curious. Of what use would this world be to the Herc? It's clearly of no value to the Dominion. Wait. I'm reading more Herc inbound.
They're going for the station. What are they after? We should scan the station once we're done with these Herc.
Thank you for joining us. As you can see, we can't even defend our stations. The Dosi recently...
All ships! Target...
Here, you should take a look.
Where did all these ships come from?
And here we are, the Karema system. Let's find out what Quark needs, deal with it, and move on.
Far be it for me to question the word of a founder, but that is a very large Dominion fleet I'm reading on sensors. I only mention it because we were led to believe Odo's fleet was the last. I trust there's a reasonable explanation for this miscommunication.
Your presence is not required here. Explain yourself. As are we. Karema is part of the Dominion. We are here to assist them, if they wish it. The Karemans are proud.
I will take responsibility for their actions in Kareman space. One of our operatives requires immediate extraction.
You're quite persistent, aren't you? Very well. In the spirit of our newfound pact with the Alliance, I will allow you to proceed, albeit at your own risk. Exercise caution, Odo. It would be tragic.
It seems we're not getting the whole story here.
So, business as usual.
Exactly, Captain.
The Gorn. They just stormed in and started shooting. Not everyone. There are several members of our team still unaccounted for. Please, you must find them. The Gorn destroyed our automated fire suppression system in the initial attack. You will find fire suppression devices on the walls that you can use to fight the fires. The Gorn. They just stormed in and started shooting. Not everyone. There are several members of our team still unaccounted for. Please, you must find them. The Gorn...
You are meddling in affairs you do not understand. This system, we will not allow.
Warning, ship is under attack.
If the archaeological sites in the Kasei system really are from a Proto-Gorn culture, we will have to weigh carefully the knowledge we gain versus what the Gorn claim to be their own history. The Federation Science Council has a lot to consider. For now, though, I'm glad the researchers are safe. Good work.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.
I'd be happy to tell you what I know, but ask fast. I'm going to the shuttle bay and getting out of here. The Klingons are planning something big. They have been forcing us to design weapons. They want improved disruptors and torpedoes for their ships, but some of their demands have been very specific. They want a weapon that can punch through solid neutronium, which is impossible. And they keep talking about torpedoes with payloads big enough to destroy a small planet. There are prototypes of some of the new weapons in the laboratory here, as well as schematics on the base computers. If I were you, I'd destroy the prototypes and the schematics. Neither side needs that kind of destructive power.
Thank you. These Klingons have had me designing weapons for them at Disruptor Point. The scientists who finished their research are taken away. We are the only two left.
Face to face at last with one of the Federation's greatest officers. I've read much about you, though I'm not as impressed as our intelligence agents are. After all, you were rather easily led to this system by a few well-placed pieces of bait. I've had pet dogs with more sense. I have everything I need from the research station, but I must say, humiliating a Federation war criminal is, as the humans say, an added bonus. Try to stop us if you must. However, I won't think poorly of you if you walk back to Earth with your tail between your legs, there to whimper at your master's feet. You have lost this day. Victory is mine, and mine alone. Qapla'!
I've read the after-action report filed by Lieutenant Van Zyl. Pity we weren't able to apprehend B'vat, but I'm glad we shot that weapons facility down. Nicely done. As for that weapons research the Klingons were conducting, Starfleet has some of our best people analyzing the data you recovered. We'll find out what B'vat and his people were doing there soon enough. There's a lot more intel to analyze, and I suspect we'll be...
Congratulations,
Admiral Quinn says
Lieutenant
you're the right
Commander.
officer for this job.
Starfleet intelligence needs your...
Admiral Quinn says you're the right officer for this job.
You? I am impressed. I thought Doran was the right choice for command, but apparently even I can be wrong. The KDF will do well with you in their ranks. You have the tenacity of a rabid dog. As much as I might deserve to rot in a Klingon jail cell and be interrogated to within an inch of my life on a daily basis, I have unfinished business. It's time I was going. I don't doubt that you've proven yourself to be a skilled...
Klingon bird of prey, power down your weapons and shields, and prepare to be boarded. Our sensors are detecting several Federation distress beacons in this area. This trap is obviously your hand.
Target's shield has failed.
From the heart of Kronos to the frozen wastes of Rurapenthe, the Klingons have built an empire that values strength, honor, and skill in combat.
It is unfortunate
Klingon
that the prisoner
is to be a
has
warrior.
eluded your search.
Fight well,
That
live with
said,
honor,
you did
die with a
uncover
blade in your hand.
Federation spy nest
If you
in
can
the
do
heart
these things,
of First
you will
City.
live forever in the stories of the
Deciphered their
great Klingon
infiltration
heroes.
techniques and are cracking down on their spy network within the Empire. One of my prison guards was impressed with your tenacity and asked to be reassigned to your crew. You would be wise to accept.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
We have identified. There is work to do.
This is Warden Katak of the Rurapenthe Penal Colony. You do not have authorization to land. Turn back now. Any attempt to violate our security perimeter will be met with force. My apologies, Kalekanis. I am honored to meet you. What to there are no Federation corps on Rurapenthe. Are you aware enemies of the Empire should be killed? Our security logs are checked every quarter hour as per regulations. There have been no transfers in or out of the colony within the last day. Only 2 ships have entered the system today. Yours and a Klingon. Our logs clearly indicate the shuttle left the system hours ago. And there have been no transfers. All prisoners in this colony are either accounted for or dead. Your trail has gone cold.
You may have crossed the magnetic field, but your visit is unannounced, and you will follow protocol. No one simply wanders around this prison. I will escort you to the warden.
Your presence here is unnecessary. The only Federation citizens on Rurapenthe are frozen into the ice. But don't let me dissuade you from your manhunt. My guards will stay where they are. If there was a breach, it would have tripped the alarms. Our security system is quite advanced. This is a prison, after all. But please, examine the security system for yourself. If you refuse to, you dare to question the honor of a warrior of the House of Torg, you may be representatives of Jempak, but you'll taste. Go! See for yourself. You'll only find the Padak dumped here to rot.
None of these prisoners will help you. They can sense danger far better than you can, and they know the risks of getting involved in a fight that's not theirs. Because I'm not a Batak like the Warden and his cousin Rodek. Have you asked yourself, why would a human come to Urapinthe? The human is here to extract a prisoner. There are no other alternatives. If he was coming to kill someone, then he's a Koch. All he needed to do was wait. Everyone sent to this hole dies. Most are dead within a year. Are you questioning my honor? If you think you're safe because you hold a weapon, you're mistaken. The only thing standing between you and a cold grave is my patience. Someday I'll teach you a lesson for testing my resolve. The human is here, but it is a complicated situation. You must do exactly as I say. We are surrounded by enemies, and you will need my help to survive. The only crime I've committed was thinking there could be peace between the great houses. And all you need to know is that I'm a Klingon warrior with the information you need.
There you are. I was wondering if I'd lost you.
Don't try to play coy with us. You have the subterfuge skills of a wounded Targ. Did you think no one here would notice a new prisoner? Or that no one would notice when you tampered with the air exchangers?
I see you found a new friend. Look, if I had the time to explain, I would. But I'm on a tight schedule, and you took your time getting here. If you want to know what's really going on, you'll have to ask your new friend. I need to be going.
Enemy targets on Psychic damage detected.
The worm has slithered to the surface. We need to stop him before he can reach the edge of the magnetic shield. I promise that I'll explain everything once we track him down. The human is trying to cross the ice. We need to hurry before he gets outside the magnetic shield. In that case, we don't have any time to waste. It will be difficult to track his movements in this flurry. I'm a diplomat. My peaceful words were called treason. You've clearly never read the works of Chancellor Gorkon. Now, let me ask you a question. How can we win a war if we can't stop fighting one another? The words of a warrior. Still, killing one another for honor blinds us to greater threats. There he is!
Impressive. Your determination is commendable. There's more at stake here than dealing with a lone human on a mission of mercy. In fact, our intelligence says you have very little time left to act. Our friend here discovered that one of the great houses is plotting against the Empire. He's correct, but his curiosity cost him. Now you and Alexander, I'm sorry, Kimtar, will both have a chance for glory. Kimtar, your father still has friends in the Federation. They believe he's in great danger. I recommend a trip to the Vor system. There you'll find out just how big of a mess you're in, and find the proof that Worf will want.
I don't. He and I have never met, but as I told you, the story is complicated. What you need to know is that he speaks the truth. There is a plot against the Empire, and it is not the Federation's doing. Our true enemies are closer than we realize. If we want to protect our people, we must go to the Vor system and see what is there.
I don't care if you trust me. Kimtar, tell your father that obligations have been met.
Only you can decide how you'll deal with the greater threat.
The only threat you should be worried about is me. You're a miserable Karut. Not only have you broken penal colony protocol, but you've meddled in the affairs of the House of Torg. I don't care if Kimtar is innocent. We were paid a great deal of platinum to keep this piece of Bakdog locked up. He's not leaving here, and neither are you.
Enemy targets identified.
If Rodek could find us, we can expect more guards soon. If that Batok Rodek could catch up to us, then the Warden and his men will soon find us as well. You must have a ship in orbit. We should beam up as soon as possible and discuss what has happened. If we head for higher ground, it will be easier for your ship to locate us. There is a bluff to the southeast. We must hurry before the Warden and his men catch up to us. Whatever is there, it is a threat to the Klingon Empire. We must find evidence to show the Council. Look up ahead. The Warden and the guards are approaching.
You dishonorable dog! When the High Council hears what Jempak's representatives have done here today, they will order your immediate execution! Enough to keep us warm long after you're dead. We get paid whether Kemtar lives or dies. So, before I kill you, I'll offer you the coward's choice of surrender. What am I forgetting, Tosan?
And the prison riot was disturbing. I have transferred many prisoners to Rurapenthe, and this is the first I've heard of corruption. As you know, the Empire does not tolerate fraud or dishonesty. I accept your resolution to the matter, but I am displeased that you did not apprehend Drake. The fact you freed Kimtar also requires scrutiny. If Kimtar were not Ambassador Worf's son, I would demand that you return him to First City at once. However, If you believe there's evidence of further corruption, you have my authorization to pursue this matter discreetly.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
One of the great houses has been corrupted by a foreign influence and is plotting against the Empire. I was thrown into Urapenthe as punishment for digging too close to the truth. The fugitive Drake suggested that we travel to the Vor system. We hope to find evidence that will prove there is an internal threat to the Empire.